Well, this time of crisis is not over, but Rebound Detroit is here to help. We are bringing you the experts, the resources and understanding and guidance you need to try to bounce back.
One topic we keep getting a lot of messages about: unemployment. 7 investigator Heather Catallo has more on the roadblocks and obstacles we should all understand. Heather?
Well, Dave and Carolyn, many of Michigan's unemployment system problems date all the way back to about 2013 when the state replaced a lot of people with a computer system.
So she said, I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to lay you off. And I was just sitting there in disbelief.
Carolyn Beauchamp-Saror has been a nurse and healthcare manager for 38 years. She never thought she would get laid off during a healthcare crisis. But the COVID-19 pandemic has also become an economic crisis for this mother from Oakland County.
I'm going to lose everything. You're just in disbelief. You're devastated. You're depressed. I probably cried for the first 4 or 5 days.
Carolyn knew she had to join the other million-plus Michiganders who have applied for unemployment. But then she learned the state's system was a mess.
Big box pops up saying that your unemployment's been locked.
Carolyn found out she falls into a frustrating category in the unemployment system: workers who previously got ensnared in a fraud detection fiasco.
And then it dawns on me that 4 years ago, somebody used my information and applied for unemployment. So this must be why I'm locked out of the system.
In 2013, after laying off more than 400 employees, the Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency, or UIA, debuted something called MIDAS. That's an automated system that was supposed to increase efficiency and responsiveness, but instead it caused a number of headaches.
Essentially, anybody with a data that didn't match in the system would be accused of fraud and found guilty.
Ann Arbor attorney David Blanchard is one of several lawyers who have filed lawsuits against the UIA for the destruction caused by MIDAS. Between October 2013 and August 2015, 42,000 claimants were flagged for fraud and potentially faced a 400% fine. But a state review later found an error rate of 93% during an analysis of computer-generated fraud determinations.
It turns out tens of thousands of people were flagged in this system and wrongly accused of fraud.
In 2015, the state revised its policy and decided that fraud determinations had to be reviewed by people. They've also been trying to reimburse those who were wrongly accused. But Blanchard says the influx of claims from the pandemic is highlighting serious gaps in the system, both for those wrongly accused of fraud and victims of identity theft like Carolyn.
Whether it's just an issue of old claims that were wrongly flagged or never kind of quite cleaned up in the computerized system, or it's problems with capacity, I think we're going to see all of those coming out.
After more than a week of trying, Carolyn was able to apply, but only after calling 65 times in one day and repeated emails.
They just keep hanging up on you. You don't even get to talk to a person. I just felt like I was never going to get through and have somebody help me.
Since the pandemic started, the UIA has brought on hundreds of extra workers to help with claims. But Director Stephen Gray says staff would need to increase 10 times to meet current demands. That's something that worries Jennifer Lord, another attorney who has taken on MIDAS.
With the inability to speak with humans, the system is going to become more reliant on technology. And that was exactly the problem that we had going back to 2013 when oversight was withdrawn.
It's really no wonder people have been so frustrated with this process. But is there a solution for people who need help right now, Heather?
It's really hard to say. It's been such a mess for so many people. It's almost impossible to get through on the phone unless you're extremely persistent. But the state continues to tell us when we come to them with questions, it's really best for you to apply online. If you get stuck, try to go to their section called Frequently Asked Questions. There are a number of pieces of information in there, so please try to read all of those. I know it's annoying, but we really have to try to see if we can get people around that initial block that they get to. We are continuing to try to press the state on this, but really there are no easy answers because the system is just overloaded. We do have a link to those frequently asked questions right at our website, WXYZ.com. Carolyn?
Certainly the #1 problem for so many people. Thank you so much, Heather, for all of your insight tonight. Dave?